Two daughters, wonderful daughters and a son, and I have a great career woman as my partner in life who's actually sitting right there. And discussing the challenges during the day and what the female leader goes through. Also within our network and our organization, we employ over 1,000 people nationally. 650 of those are women, so 65% of our network is female. I think, Prof, just to your point, we left Poland towards the end of the communist era in Poland. We basically, my parents packed their bags and we had to run away because life in Poland then was so bad. You couldn't buy food, you had tickets, you had to wait for petrol, you had to wait for everything. So my parents wanted to seek out a better life, and when we left Poland, Poland's GDP was half of South Africa. Today, Poland's GDP is 3 times South Africa. And as an example of a country that's gone through a remarkable growth story within one generation. And I am always an optimist, and I know it's not looking great in our country, but I am an optimist that with a younger generation, new generation of talent coming through that we see here in front of us today, and also with what I see on the panels. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of older people moan about the youngsters, they say the Gen Z, the millennials, we're in trouble. But when I see panels like this today, I'm hopeful for the country because I think the future of the country is in great hands. Maybe just next, Patricia, to you, I think what you've done at SAICA is fantastic. We spend a lot of time together on different committees, and I think you've taken SAICA from being a membership body to being a connector and a platform for important conversations. Because days like this are very important, and they make me very proud to be a chartered accountant. I think it's one of the best professions in the world and one of the best designations you can have. And whoever is a chartered accountant here can be very proud of themselves. Yeah. I want to. So the session is about being practical. It's not just about throwing up flip words and speaking about what we already know. And I don't believe that in our profession, women suffer from a lack of ambition or lack of capability or from opportunity in theory. I think the challenge comes that there's a lack of access in practice because there's a lot of ambition in this room and there's a lot of ambition in our network. And I often think that when we speak about opening doors, we speak about moments, a promotion, a conversation, maybe one session of mentorship, but true progress isn't made with moments, it's made with systems. And as Prof said, we need to improve our systems. And when I look at companies, often we want to do good, but you do let down by your systems. No different to South Africa. You can have the best constitution in the world like we have, but the implementation of it is where we're lacking. And systems can be designed, but they can be designed intentionally, but unless those systems are revisited and relooked at, they continue to produce the same outcomes, even when intention moves. And I'll give you a practical example of this at our firm. It's a long time ago, so don't judge me. I was a young partner, and don't judge the firm, but I want to be honest with you. I became a young partner in the firm. At that stage, male-dominated. Every partner was a male. And we had a tradition, very innocent tradition. Every year for Boss's Day, every male in the company got a chocolate. Lovely. Every woman got a chocolate for Secretary's Day. Sounded simple, right? You know those days, right? Because no one thought about it. But as our firm evolved and changed, a lot more women came into different positions of leadership, and no one said a word. The men didn't say a word. I became a new partner. I didn't say a word. I never thought about it. Just what we did, we gave chocolates. It took, and when you're a young partner, you get assigned some fluffy portfolio because no one wants you to do damage to the firm. And in those days, marketing was seen as, no one marketed. So marketing was seen as like, old partners said, marketing, give it to the young partner. So I hired a young marketing manager, and she phoned me and she was outraged. And she said, Albert, I got this instruction to buy chocolates for Secretary's Day. And I said, so what's the problem? She said, do you know you've got partners that are going to get chocolates for Secretary's Day? And I said, oh my God, I never thought about it. You know, I never even bothered to think about it. We've just done it. It was a tradition. And I really went back home that day, and I was so shocked and disappointed with myself, because I always thought of myself as someone who's inclusive, who's progressive, I'm younger than the other partners, and here I've allowed it. And so did our female partners. And why? Because it was so embedded into our systems that we didn't even know that it was happening within our firm, and it wasn't right. And that's the challenge that Prof was talking about, that when systems are so ingrained into our cultures, we don't even see the bias. We don't see the prejudice. We don't see the bias in systems thinking. So it is something that we need to really reflect on and challenge, because good systems, when left unchecked and unaudited, can produce unintended consequences. So I challenge you, whatever companies you are in, question your systems, question procedures, question what happens, because very well intended, at the best constitution in the world, can lead to bad outcomes when it's not reviewed and the implementation of it is not reviewed.